We are here live with Susan, and we're actually going to talk about this video over here. The channel is Talking with Docs, and they're talking about MS. And we're talking about this because Susan has MS. Susan's my daughter, by the way, and we've been dealing with MS. We have a journey with it, and we thought we would share some of her journey today. So, Susan, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about your journey?
Sure. My name is Susan. I got MS when I was 25 in 2005. And
Nobody do the math.
yeah, nobody do the
No math
math.
here.
And I've been on several different treatments through my journey, and I've had um, many relapses. And
A few visits to the hospital,
yeah,
lots of doctor's appointments.
many are MRIs.
Yeah, yep. So we're thinking about doing a vlog so it can help people go through their journey and stuff. So this is the start of that. We're looking to see if there's reaction, if people care, if people want to hear about it. So, but in the meantime, let's take a look at this video and see, because we have an opinion about this video and what they have to say about it.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Talking with Docs. I'm Dr. Paul Zalzo.
I'm Dr. Bradwin.
Okay, we've got a cool topic today.
Yes, very interesting.
It's kind of hot off the medical press. I'm not sure why the media hasn't broken this story yet, but
I think because it's drowned out by the noise from another medical.
Yeah, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. This video is a year old. And like he said, it wasn't in the news, and your doctors haven't talked about it or anything like this. This is spanking new news to us. So I'll keep playing it, and it was a game. It's a game.
Right.
yeah, this was a great scientific journal article that we both read. What do you think of it?
I think it was amazing, and certainly the potential for the future is very exciting.
Yeah. So the topic was MS,
Yeah.
multiple sclerosis,
Yep.
which is a neurologic disease.
Yeah, demyelinating disease that we don't really know much about. It's limited information as far as why you get it, how it progresses, how to diagnose it, and even how to treat it, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's really no cure for it.
No.
Well, it turns out that S is actually a type of infectious disease.
Yeah. So there's an article in a journal called Science, very
Right. That's the part that shocked us. When we said, "Do you want to see the other window?"
Oh no, it's okay.
Okay, that's what shocked us, is that it's an infectious disease. What did they always tell you? What did they always explain MS to you was?
Always an autoimmune disorder. So just my immune system going crazy, haywire.
Yeah, your body was attacking itself
Right,
and everything, and that there was no cure.
right.
There were treatments for it, and tell us about the treatments. What,
Well, the treatments in the pamphlet, they say they're not sure how it works and if it works. It's just that it's likely to work. So it's nice to hear that perhaps maybe having a reason, knowing what it does, how it affects MS, that hopefully better treatments too.
yeah, they'll change the treatments if they think it's viral,
Right.
because they're working on antivirals now. So I'm going to continue.
reputable journal just this month that had a massive study, a 20-year study where they looked at 10 million American military recruits and followed them for 20 years.
All of these military recruits at the beginning of their military career had given some blood samples to test for HIV.
Yeah, mandatory every 2 years. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they kept those blood samples, and this group of researchers looked at it and looked for a virus called the Epstein-Barr virus.
Right. So what do most people wouldn't have heard of Epstein-Barr, but they might have heard of one of the famous diseases that it causes. It's the kissing disease. So
Mono.
Paul will probably say he didn't get it. He complained, the height was hard on him. Yeah, mononucleosis.
So when I heard that, I went, "Oh wow! I know exactly when Susan was exposed to mono years ago. Her little brother, he was 4 at the time. No math. Nobody does the math here. Okay, he was 4 at the time. He got really sick, had a cold. I had him out on the living room couch, treating him for fever and things like that. He stopped breathing on me. In fact, he stopped breathing on me twice. So that was a trip to the ER and and they admitted him because he had mono. So that means my little 4-year-old, the whole house was exposed to mono, this Epstein-Barr thing. So when I found this video, I'm like, look at this. I know exactly when you were exposed to Epstein-Barr.
Sort of kissing disease.
I wasn't exposed.
Because it was passed by saliva. And interestingly, Epstein-Barr virus is everywhere. They estimate up to 95% of people actually have had some type of exposure. So if all of our blood was tested, 19 out of 20 of us would test positive or evidence of previous or active Epstein-Barr infection.
So now you're probably wondering, what do Epstein-Barr, mono, and MS have in common?
Right. So what did they find, Paul?
Turns out that just about everybody who they follow who developed MS, which occurs about 1 in 10,000 at the time of this study.
Yep.
Everybody who got MS had the Epstein-Barr virus or something in their life. Okay?
Right.
If you didn't have Epstein-Barr, you didn't get MS.
Right. And even they had some studies where the blood test was originally negative, and then they went through something called seroconversion, where then your blood becomes positive. So the first sample was negative, and then it became positive later on. And everyone except one of these, I think it was up to 900 people out of the 10 million had MS, and one person hadn't, and they didn't have a very good explanation for that one person.
There was one person who developed MS and didn't have Epstein-Barr virus. Right. However, they think there may have been an error, or they think that person may have actually had it and it wasn't picked up. So the vast majority of the time, if you got MS, you had the Epstein-Barr virus. But it only goes in that direction. It doesn't go in the other direction. If you have Epstein-Barr virus, it doesn't mean you're going to get MS, but you can't get MS if you don't have the Epstein-Barr virus.
That's right. So then people are going to be like, well, that really doesn't help us very much. If everybody has Epstein-Barr and a small percentage get MS, how does this help us?
Okay, so it helps us in a couple of ways, a couple of very significant ways.
Yes.
One, we can guide treatment of MS, knowing that its underlying cause is the Epstein-Barr virus. You caught the virus when you were younger, it stays latent in your body, and it comes out later and causes MS. So you can guide your treatment of MS now that you know the etiology or the cause of the MS. That's one, but the other way.
Right, because a lot of treatments now are more generalized treatments, and then in this way we can specifically tackle with specific antiviral for Epstein-Barr. That has a higher chance of being effective, but way more exciting.
You have MS. That's pretty exciting.
Equally exciting is the fact that you may be able to prevent it with a vaccine. If you have a vaccine that can eliminate people from getting Epstein-Barr.
And we've been talking about this video. Thank you to these guys, by the way. Go watch their stuff. They're great. They're great doctors. They have great videos. But you haven't heard a thing. This thing is a year old. Yeah. This study is probably older, and none of your doctors have heard about this.
No, or said anything.
Are you going to bring it up to them?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely.
It would make sense then that we could maybe not eliminate, but drastically reduce the incidence of multiple sclerosis, which is amazing.
Like polio, right? Polio is sort of a infectious disease that has musculoskeletal implications, right? A paralyzing disease, similar to MS in that you have infectious disease that causes musculoskeletal neurologic things. We got rid of that with a vaccine. The polio virus is quite different from the Epstein-Barr virus. Polio virus comes in through the GI tract, Epstein-Barr through bodily fluids, but the same idea. If you
little brother.
Against it,
we didn't have a dishwasher at the time.
It's super, and obviously the timeline from what this article will show to a vaccine is even indeterminate. It's hard to even know. But it certainly is some promise in an area for a long time that didn't have much. So
I think some of the anti-vaxxers might get nervous now, or comment, or be upset. But
it's tricky, and to be honest, that would provide a study.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It would provide its own study because you can't. Even in this article, they mentioned you can't really do a randomized controlled trials. It's not practical, so this was the best way to have a massive number of people, and they compared them to people that didn't have the virus. And yeah, it's a really, really exciting piece of literature.
Yeah, so you might be seeing that in the media soon, in your popular media outlets, starting to talk about MS being an infectious disease.
And you're going to be in the know before all of your friends.
Or after your friends.
Yeah,
go see these guys. They are really great. I've learned a lot from them. And so that up there, you should be able to see their titles, Talking with Docs. And so yeah, so that's your experience. At the very end, I think they say something about you take care of your health. You're responsible for your health. And I really like that idea. And Susan always has. She's been very proactive with her stuff and has been on top of stuff. So anyway, thank you for spending some time with us. We are thinking about vlogging her journey. And so let us know what you think, or if you know anybody who, has any questions or stuff, give us a call. Thanks again for everything. Do you have to say goodbye, Susan?
Bye. Thank you.
All right.